Okay, last day we were discussing about various issues or these issues or the things that we face, the difficulties that we face or the issues that we face when we are using computer. So that is under troubleshooting or finding errors of the computer. So today what we have to do is we have to discuss about our workbook. So let's take grade 7 English medium ICT workbook and proceed. Reading, and I need the workbook, not in single, I need English medium workbook. So okay, let's drop it. The lesson number is number 3. First 2 lessons are easy, we discussed them, but don't worry if you are new to the class, we will be covering that very soon. So don't worry, we'll be covering that so in April we can cover that. But if you're not new to the class, you can just continue as usual. But if you're new to the class, don't worry, we will be doing some cover-up lessons in April. So security of the computer system is our topic. That is lesson number 3. And first it asks, the first question 3.1 is asking, what is computer? What are computer hardware? Okay, don't read this without reading. Can you tell me what are computer hardware? Yes? Can anyone tell me? So what is
we can touch?
The
Yes.
things we can touch.
The things we can touch. There are many things you can touch. You can touch remote, you can touch your mug, you can touch your bag, you can touch your hands, you can touch your washing machine. So are they hardware? So are they all hardware? You can touch your dog, you can touch the cat, you can touch mango tree, you can touch leaves. Are they hardware? Yes.
The hardware is the physical component that a computer system requires to function.
Yes, that is very good definition. So I said hardware is basically it's tangible, yes, but you cannot just say the thing that you can touch. Tangible or physical components of the computer system. Now that is very important. Tangible or physical components. Okay, please write down the topic security of computer system. Activity 3.1. Under that, it comes the hardware. So what is computer hardware? The tangible or the physical components of the computer system can be categorized as input, output, processing, storage, memory, and communication devices. So please write down this very quickly. Please write down this. Then they are asking examples for each of these hardware. You have to write 10 examples for hardware devices. Okay, so you can write down this in your notebook. ඔයාලගේ note එකේම ලියන්න පුළුවන්. At the end of note, you can write what are computer hardware. So what are computer hardware? Hardware කියන්නේ මොනවද? So what is or what are computer hardware? What is, well, you can say what is known as computer hardware. That is what? Yes, tangible or the physical components of the computer system. Tangible or the physical components of the computer system. So, tangible things which can be touched and seen. Touched and seen. Tangible or physical components of the computer system these components are required to function the system. There are 6 subcategories of hardware components. So what are they? So what are they? Yes, input devices. Tell me. Come on.
Output devices,
Output devices. What else?
storage devices,
Huh?
Storage devices.
Storage devices.
Central processing.
Yes, that is called processing devices.
Communication.
Yes, memory devices
Communication device.
and communication devices, correct. Can you tell me examples also? I'll give time to write down, don't worry. I'll give you time to write down. Can you tell me examples for input devices?
Microphone.
Microphone,
Mouse,
keyboard,
keyboard, microphone.
Keyboard, yes, keyboard is really important. Keyboard,
webcam, webcam,
Mouse.
can,
joy, yes, touchpad,
Microphone.
scanner, yes,
webcam,
microphone, very good. Web camera. So what's the difference between web
Lighting.
camera and normal camera, Puti? Are they same or different? Web camera and normal camera. Are they same or different?
Same.
Same.
That is different, right? That is different. Why? Because you know, web camera cannot function without a computer. So if it is a web camera, you need assistance of computer to function. Computer එකක් නැතුව web camera එකකින් photos ගන්න බෑ පුතේ. It's not possible to take photos from web camera without a computer. You need a computer to make it functioning. Web camera එකකට computer එකක් අනිවාර්යෙන් ඕන. Right? But if you take a normal digital camera, you don't need a computer. You can bring it to differ. You can carry it to different places. Then you can take pictures of nature, pictures of people without having a computer. The computer එකක් ඕනේ. Without having it has its own processor. Web camera එකකට එයාගේ processor එකක් නැහැ. Web camera uses computer processing power. But this digital camera has own processor. It can use, it's also a computer system. It's a small computer system. It has its own processor, own memory, own input output devices. You can see the screen is output and lens and these things it uses as input, and it uses memory, storage. It has processor also. So it is a small computer system. So now can you understand what is digital camera? Digital camera is advanced, right? It is a computer system. It has its own independent functionality. But web camera, you need help of computer. Understood?
yes sir.
Right. If you cannot remember, I really like if you can write down somewhere, maybe in the brackets even, web camera cannot function without a computer, but digital camera can function independently. It can function independently, right? So keyboard, mouse, joystick, touchpad, touchpad, scanner, microphone, web camera, these are input devices. So what are the output devices?
Monitor.
Monitor,
Printer,
or screen,
Printer.
printer, yes. So what about speaker? Plotter. Plotter is a large scale printer.
printer,
And then which is used to print maps, drawings, used to print maps, plans, etc. And you have a plotter, printers, and projector. Why not? Projector. Processing devices,
Central processing unit.
CPU and GPU. Central processing unit and graphic processing unit. So what's the difference?
Central processing unit is the brain of the computer.
Graphic processing unit.
That
It is another brain, is it? Yes, it's like another brain. Graphic processing unit mainly for graphics, graphic processing activities, but central processing unit mainly for general processing activities. So graphic processing unit is specially for graphics. Memory devices. You have random access and read only. Random access memory. Properties. Read only memory. Random access memory and read only memory. Storage devices.
Hard disk.
Yes, internal HDD hard disk.
pen drive. Blu-ray.
It can be HDD, OSDD,
DVD.
SSD, CD, compact disk,
Compact disk.
compact disk,
Floppy disk.
digital, yes, digital versatile disk, DVD, and then floppy disk. So then memory cards. Memory cards. Anything else?
SD card.
Yeah, SD cards also memory cards, right? Communication devices.
Router, modem.
Router,
Modem.
modem,
Dongle.
network switches, etc. Right? Router, modem, network switches, etc. come in under an NIC is network interface card. Okay. So now write down these devices, Pute. You can write down these are examples for hardware components. Please write down this. So if you have any doubt, please ask. So I'm doing this quickly because we have done the lesson and we are now doing the workbook. So if there are newcomers, please let me know. If you have difficulties, I can explain, right? While others write in, right? I can explain it to you. So anyone having doubts, difficulties, understanding these things, please tell me. කාට හරිම තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් කියන්න පුතේ අලුත් කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවනම් කියන්න එතකොට මට අනිත් අය ලියනකම් ඔයාලට විස්තර කරන්න පුළුවන් මේක. So send it in the chat if you are shy to speak in the class. Don't worry, send it in the chat. I can read it out and I'm not going to read your name. Don't worry, I'll explain it, right? Please tell me if you cannot understand. Please tell me. This is not difficult. These are basically the things that we can see and touch in the computer. Computer ke allala balanna puluwan kotas. So CPU, GPU, these things we saw our initial video එකේ අපි බැලුවා නේද මේව කොහොමද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. If you cannot remember, I'll play the video and show it again, right? Because there are newcomers also. So I'll play the video and show you back again. So please write down first. ඉස්සලා අපි ලියාගමු. ඊළඟට video එක බලමු. I'll show you the video. Then you will understand this very well. So the plotter, projector, printer, these things are input, output devices. Input means something we can feed. If we can give something to the computer, that is input. If we take something out, that is output. Sounds දෙන්නේ computer එකට microphone. Sound එළියට ගන්න speaker. How we give images to the computer using web camera. How you take images back using the monitor screen or projector. So what is the difference between memory and storage? Memory and storage, what's the difference? Okay, memory is short time, storage is long time, right? That is the fundamental difference. Okay, let's see something like this. මම ඔයාලට කිව්වොත් 5 plus 3. What is the answer? 5 plus 3?
8.
8. Anyone can answer නේද? ඕන කෙනෙකුට උත්තරේ දෙන්න පුළුවන්. 5 plus 3 කිව්වොත් 5 plus 3 is 8. Anyone can answer. It's very simple. So if I ask 5 plus 3 divide by 2 multiplied by 3 divide again by 3, so divide again by 4 multiplied by 5 subtract 3. Now what is the answer? Now everyone is silent. Say why is that? Didn't you hear me? Your input devices are working, so you heard that, right? You got it. So your input devices everyone can hear me. Therefore, you got the input. But what is the problem? Since this is long, what was the issue? The first one is 5 plus 3. It's 8. It's easy because input came to the memory and you can memorize and give the answer. But the second one is long. When there are such long things, what we do? If it is very long mathematics, what you do? You used to write in the book, right? Because it is lengthier, because it is long, you are going to write it in the book. So then it is like this. Memory is volatile and memory is very short and limited. It is temporary. Therefore, you need storage. Computer. What did you take for the lunch in 19th March? So it's very difficult to remember. So do the computer. Computer has same memory. So it has very limited memory. It's random, small. Therefore, but if you write down it somewhere in the book, then what did you eat for the lunch? You write down in the book. Then what will happen? When I ask, okay, what did you take for the lunch in 19th? Then you can turn on the book. You can read it and tell me. So that is what the computer does. If it is long mathematics, if it is long equation, a long function, so what computer does? The computer will first write that into its storage devices. Then when we ask, it will read it into the memory and then do the processing and tell us the answer. That is output. So think about the computer as your body. When you look at your body, you have 5 senses: ears, nose, eyes, tongue, right? Ears, nose, eyes, mouth, skin. Those are 5 senses. Those are the inputs. How we give outputs? We give outputs using actions, reactions, maybe facial expressions, skin, right? These are. But the computer has different outputs. Our voice is output, similar to that speaker is output. Our hands give some output, similar to that print and plotter can give the output. We can express things using our facial expression, similar to that the monitor and projector can do the expressions. So we have a brain, similar to that the computer has a brain. We have a brain and similar to that the computer has a brain. Brain and supporting brain. So this is brain and nerves, basically central processing unit and graphic processing units. Similar to our memory, the computer has memory. It's also temporal. That is random access memory and read-only memory. Read-only memory is our genes, right? Which is given by your parents. You can't change it. Even though you like it or not, you have to accept. So your appearance is similar to your mother's or father's appearance, or mix. Can you change that? It's difficult, right? It's very difficult. You can do a plastic surgery and change that. You can argue. But that is not naturally, you can't change that. It is difficult. It's coming to you. That is your read-only memory. That is what your parents have given. The appearance, your appearance is maybe your mother's appearance or your father's appearance, maybe mixture of that, or maybe totally different because of the genes. Anyway, genes have given that. That genes is your read-only memory in the computer. So whatever given by the manufacturer, you can't later change. That is read-only. Nishpadakya dunne. It's read-only. You can't change. Your manufacturer is your mother and father. They have given you genes that is read-only. You can't change. වගේ අම්මා තාත්තා වාට දුන්න ස්වරූපය වෙනස් කරන්න බෑ වගේ තමයි read-only memory එකේ නිෂ්පාදකය දාලා එවනේවත් වෙනස් කරන්න බෑ පුතේ. This is random access memory. It's a simple, small, fast, temporary memory. Storage, similar to your books. Your books, your recordings, your CDs, your DVDs, everything, your memory cards. That is how you store for a long time. Communication is like you and your friends. You and your friends, they talk with each other, they communicate with each other. So that is router, modem, network switches and all. So you need that as well. I hope you can understand the computer system when compared to your body. So that is similar. Your body and the computer system both have similar features. Okay, I hope you have finished writing. Are you or not yet? Okay, let's watch the video again to confirm what we can see in the computer system. This is for actually grade 6. Let's check this for grade 7. Going back to day 1, right? So I'm giving chance to those students joined recently who couldn't study day 1. And this is it. Just see what's going to happen. Okay, what is this?
The motherboard.
Motherboard.
Yes, it's the motherboard. This is where everything is fixed. හැමදේම high වෙන්නේ මෙතනට. So what is fixed here?
CPU.
The
CPU, processor. Yes, CPU or the processor. So what is fixed to this yellow color slots?
RAM.
RAM is your main memory, random access memory. It's going to fix into this yellow color slots. This place we are going to fit the CPU, central processing unit. Okay, let's see what's going to happen next. Okay, this is what?
RAM.
Yes, this is your random access memory. අපේ වගේ නෙවෙයි computer එකේ memory එක ගලවන්න පුළුවන්. We can remove the memory and fix it. This is your random access memory. What is this?
Hard disk.
That is your hard disk. That is permanent storage, your hard disk. What is this?
The CPU.
This is the CPU. This is the CPU. This is your central processing unit, CPU. So what is this?
Cooling fan.
Cooling fan. Why you need a cooling fan?
Because when motherboard, when the CPU
Go to also.
When CPU is working, it generates heat. CPU
And it's thermal.
no, it's like, yes, when CPU is like generating heat, so it need to cool down. You need to cool down that. Therefore, you need something called heat sink. Heat sink is absorbing these. Heat sink is absorbing the heat. Yeah, heat absorb karnakota. This fan is rotating. This rotating fan is helping heat sink to release its heat. Heat sink එක කරන්නේ උෂ්ණත්වය උරා ගන්නවා. රස්නේ ඇදලා ගන්නවා. heat sink එකට උරා ගන්නවා. යා යකඩයක්නේ. මේ යකඩ පටි ගොඩක් වගේ තියෙන. එහෙනම් එයා ඒක ගන්නකොට fan එක කරන්නේ එයාගෙන් ඒ රස්නේ අරගෙන එළියට දානවා. Fan is releasing this heat. එහෙම නැත්නම් CPU එක රත් වෙලා වැඩ කරන්නේ නැතුව computer එක off වෙන්න පුළුවන්. If fan is not working, if heat sink is not working, your computer will shut down or computer will turn off after some time. ටිකක් වෙලා ගියාම auto restart වෙනවා නම් off වෙනවා නම් maybe your fan or heat sink is not properly functioning. Okay, next. What is this?
DVD.
DVD.
That is DVD drive. හරි ඔය ටික නිකන් දැනගත්තම ඇති පුතේ. This is power unit. This is what provide the
Supply.
power, yes, current or the power. First බලන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලාම දැන් මේව ඔයාලට කරන්න නැහැ. උනට අර කොටස් ටික high වෙන තැන් බලා ගන්න CPU. CPU කියලා කියනවා සමහර අය අර system unit එකට ලොකු එක වැරදි පුතේ, right? So some people call this thing as CPU, but it is wrong. This is system unit. This is not CPU. So that is a wrong impression. This is system unit. This large thing is called box is called system unit. This is not CPU. Some shops they call it CPU. සමහර කඩවල අය කියනවා මේකට CPU කියලා. ඒක වැරදි. But they are using that as a practice. ඒගොල්ලෝ practice එකක් විදියට ඒක තියාගෙන යනවා. But that is wrong. This is not CPU. This is only the system unit. Inside that, this is called CPU. ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන මේක තමයි CPU. First, he is fixing this CPU, and after that, he is putting thermal paste. A thermal paste again තමයි ටක් ගාලා heat එක ගන්න, absorb කරන්න. Then the heat sink. Then the fan. Then he's sealing the fan. Right? He's fixing and sealing the fan. Okay, now the task is done. After that, this is the case in the system unit. CPU cabinet. It's unpacking and you can see the CPU cabinet has wires. You have to connect these wires to proper locations. This is the power on switch, power off switch. He's fixing the motherboard into the system unit first. After that, the power unit is fixing the power unit and giving the power. Then after that, you can see this casing is properly organized. And after that, the hard disk is placed. RAM is properly placed into these yellow color slots. Okay, after fixing the hard disk is connected, power wires, all these things are connected. CD, DVD connected. Hard disk is finally connected using its data wire. This is data wire for the hard disk. Okay, all done. Now you can turn on the computer after fixing all these wires. You can just turn on the computer. You can see fans are rotating when you turn on. If you have operating system in your hard disk, then you can see this login screen, which is Windows. But you need to have an operating system to see this. Okay, that's enough for the moment. You can keep that in the memory and answer the questions. Okay. So write 10 examples for computer hardware we have done. So then they're asking what are inside the system unit, what are outside the system unit. Can you quickly tell me that answer? Which is inside and which is outside? I'm going to draw a table. You can just copy and paste if you have done in Word. If you have done in the book, you can just rewrite. පොතේ කරක් කමන්නේ. එමනම් rewrite කරන්න ආයෙ ලියන්න. Word වල කරා නම් copy paste කරන්න පුළුවන්. Note එකේම කරා. Okay. So devices outside the system unit. Devices inside the system unit. Okay, all the input devices, are they inside or outside?
outside.
Outside. That is outside. Keyboard, mouse, comma. All these are outside the system. You can just copy this. That is outside system unit. Okay. Then what about output devices? Output devices, is it inside or outside? Hello?
Outside.
Output devices are outside the system unit. Output devices are outside the system unit. Okay, now two are done. Now tell me, what about this CPU, GPU? Inside or outside?
Inside the computer.
Inside. Okay, then, sorry. So what about the memory, RAM, ROM?
That's also
Inside.
That is also inside. Yeah, it's also inside. RAM, ROM, those are inside. And then tell me, internal hard disk. It is internal. Internal in the internal. Actually, it's inside. Internal hard disk, no, it is inside, right? Then external hard disk is outside, right?
Outside.
External hard disk is outside. Internal hard disk inside. Make on. Internal hard disk is inside. External hard disk is outside. And this CD, DVD memory outside, right?
Outside.
And you don't want this part. Let's merge this. Let's delete this. CD, DVD outside. And router modem.
Outside.
Those are also outside. Right? Those are also outside. Router, modem, network, these are also outside. Digital, versatile disk, floppy disk, memory. Okay. So you can write down the same. Right. What else inside? You can see motherboard. It is inside, right? You can write down this side, motherboard.
Cooling.
Yes. Then fans.
Liquid cooling.
Both are cooling, no? Cooling fans. Motherboard, fans, then power unit, power supply.
Boot drive.
CD.
Yes. CD, ROM, DVD, ROM. Yes, those are drives, no? CD, DVD drives, yeah, inside the system. CD, DVD, floppy drives. So what about this network interface card? It is not outside, right? It is inside. Network interface card is inside. Okay, that's it. So you can copy if you want.
GPU.
GPU, I have already written here, GPU.
Okay, sir.
Right. What's next? Let's go to the next question. Okay. The next question says, briefly describe instances when security of the computer hardware is threatened. Okay, briefly describe instances when the computer security of the hardware is threatened. Computer hardware threats. So what are they? EH threats. So what are the issues to computer hardware? We learned few, but can you recall? මතකද ඔයාලට මොනවාද computer hardware වලට වෙන්න පුළුවන් දේ? What can happen to computer hardware? Yes. Hello. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What can happen? Theft.
Cheating.
Theft can happen, right? You can explain how theft can happen. You can explain that. I'm just going to point it out. Theft and maybe willful damages. Hitamata karna damages. Maybe terrorism, something by people. Actually, theft also come in under that. So I'm writing theft and willful damages by people. Anything else?
Overheat.
Overheat, yes, overheat can be damage. Maybe high
Power
voltage,
issue.
high power, or sudden power failures. Current එක වැඩියෙන් ඇවිල්ලා වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එකපාර current එක ගිහිල්ලා වෙන්න. Sudden power failures, high power, these can also affect hardware. ඒ වෙනත් hardware south වෙනවා. හොරකම් කරොත් සවුත් වෙනවා, කවුරු හරි කඩලා බෙදලා දැම්මොත් සවුත් වෙනවා, රත් වුණොත් සවුත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, high power high voltage in the සවුත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. තව මොනවාද? What else?
Dust gathering on computer hardware.
Dust.
Yes, dust and pollen. Dust and pollen.
High power කියලානේ. High power.
High voltage. High power means high voltage. A high amplitude, high, ඒ කියන්නේ current එක වැඩියෙන් එන්න පුළුවන් පුතේ line වලින්, power line වලින්. It can generate high voltages. These are issues. Dust and pollen. What about rats and insects? Rats and insects. So that is also common නේද? ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔය computers වල ඇතුළට කූඹි එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ. keyboard එක ඇතුලේ නම් කූඹි එනවා කියනවානේ. There are problems. So insects, rats. So fortunately rats are not coming out from the keyboard, right? No space. But rats can even damage wires. Okay. Finish. You can further
Yes.
explain the situation. We have already discussed. You can further explain the situation. Shall we go to the next question?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. The next is මොකක්ද අපි බලමු workbook එකේ අහන්න ඊළඟට. The next question is basically it's asking how do we protect from these threats? So write 2 procedures that can be followed to secure from the threats mentioned above. Okay, now the මේවා issues නේ. So කොහොමද මේවෙන් protect කරන්නේ? How can we protect? Right, I'm not going to write the same question, but I'm going to write the issue and the protection mechanism. So the issue is theft and willful damages. How can we protect? Assign a security guard. What else? Yes, tell me. Security guard කෙනෙක් දාලා පුළුවන්. What about CCTV? You can put CCTV monitoring.
Protecting system unit by locking it.
Ah, yes, lock and keys. sealed rooms. Those are solutions. You can write more, right? Watchdogs. Security systems, security alarm systems. Overheat. Air conditioners.
Fixing cooling fans,
Yes,
using
cooling
air
fans.
conditioners.
Proper ventilation is also need to be considered. අර හුලං එහෙම යන්න හරියට හදා ගන්න ඕන. High power, sudden power failures. Nowadays very common.
Use UPS.
Use uninterrupted. Yes, UPS, uninterrupted
Power supply.
power supply. ඒ කියන්නේ UPS එකක් දැම්මම විනාඩි 10ක් විතර තමයි තියෙන්නේ කරන්ට් එක. So is it enough?
No. Yes, sir.
When you put
No,
UPS, it will only last for 10 minutes. Is it enough?
No.
It's not enough to
Yes.
actually power the computer, but you can still shut down the computer, right? At least protect your computer. It's not to actually keep the computer powered. Computer එකට power දිගටම දෙන්න නෙවෙයි, just to control the like sudden turn off. And you can properly turn off by saving your document. It is enough, right? So if you want to save your document and close it, no, that time will be. What else? Fuse. Do you know fuse?
Yeah.
What is fuse? Okay, fuse is something like this. Okay, you can see burnt fuse. Right? Fuse is something like this. Once burnt, so fuse is actually connected, something like this. It's connected. Fuse is connecting two nodes. The fuse එකකින් වෙන්නේ දෙපැත්ත connect වෙනවා. So when there is high power, current එක වැඩියෙන් ආවොත්, when there is high power, this fuse will burn. It will damage. Ultimately, what will happen? When this wire burn, it will break the circuit. So the when it breaks the circuit, the power will not go to your device. It will not damage your device. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ වගේ දෙන එකේ වාසිය තමයි right, fuse එක burn වෙලා fuse will burn. After burning, it will protect the device. Fuse එක burn වෙලා device එක protected. That is the advantage, right? That is why fuse is needed. Anything else, Pute? Uninterrupted power supply, fuse, anything else? Surge protectors, right? It's very important. Surge protectors. It will stop your devices from burning. Surge protectors. Fuse. SEM surge protectors. Dust and pollen. So only thing is you can clean it. Clean regularly. Air conditioning.
Prevent insects and rats from entering the lab.
Sorry?
Prevent insects and rats from entering the lab.
How? By putting a board? Rats are not allowed to enter. Is it? Can you do like that? No. So we have to take some actions. Neither. That is correct. What you said is correct today. So how do we prevent? That's the problem. How do we prevent? So can we put a board and stop them? No. Avoid bringing food and beverages to the lab. Clean them regularly. Clean regularly. You have to use insect proof environments. use approved repellent. So you know repellent, right? Yeah. Repellent means like, so yeah, these are repellents, but don't spray everything. But even though there are some repellent that you can use in jungle, maybe in hiking, but don't spray those things to the computers. It will damage. A repellent can palawa harinda use karanna. But these approved repellents, you have to use approved repellents because all the repellents are not good for machines. Hammer repellent එකක්ම computers වලට ගහන්න යන්න එපා. පැංගිරි තෙලුයි අරගෙන මේ ඔක්කොම ගහන්න ගියොත් එම computers out වෙයි මේ කූඹි එන්න කලින්. Right? You put this sanitizer, then this hangiri tel and all these things into the computer, then what will happen? Ultimately, the computer will break.
The computer will be damaged, sir.
Yes, it will be damaged due to these chemicals. Okay, so we came up to that point. Now what? So let's see, very few questions remaining. So asking what is computer software? Okay, have you finished writing this part? Or still doing?
No, sir.
Still doing.
Okay, quickly do this. The next question, I'm going to finish with that for today. So the last question for today is about this. What are computer software? What is computer software? So it is basically none other than these intangible instructions to the computer which instruct how to do and what to do, right? So, and they are related data structures and documentation, not just the instructions. Upadesh vitarak neveyi. So like in childhood, we said set of instructions. In grade 6, we can tell set of instructions. That is enough. Instruction set ekak grade 6 waladi, but grade 7 you have to tell set of instructions plus its related data and related documentation, right? Set of instruction, related data and related documentations. Set of instructions, related data and related documentations. Then examples for operating system software. Sorry, example for computer software. Computer software can be categorized into two groups. So what are they? Manodar? Computer software can be categorized into two groups.
System software and
At the end, so one is called system software. The other category is called application software. Now good. Now your improvement is very well. So some people I have again I have issue. Some of the students, the newcomers, are actually not coming to our class. When I ask the reason, so they tell inner students la a class එක inner students la දන්න අය තමයි පන්තියේ දෙන්නේ. They are telling like that. So the students are knowledgeable, so we can't come to that class. But one side I'm happy that because when we start in 2020, you didn't have that caliber. You didn't have that caliber. You were okay. You had some knowledge, yes, but now you have improved. So the newcomers will think, these students are so genius, and that's why they are coming to this class. So they think like that. But the thing is, it's negative point for me as well. So that will discourage the new student joining this class. But that should not happen. That's why I'm always giving chances to new students, and I'm giving them support to improve. I need them to improve. You are already done. You are already improved. You have already improved. That is good. So if there are newcomers, please ask the questions. That is the way of improving. But you need to ask questions. When you have doubts, don't think whether this is a silly question, whether this is good or bad question. Just ask it. So then only you will understand whether that is silly or not. But before that, don't judge. Ask the question, and that is the only way of learning. Right? Learning rapidly. So you can also improve. By next year, definitely you will improve. Okay, so software example, system software, application software. There are two categories, system and application. So what is system? System is basically, one example for system software is operating systems. That is one example for system software. And application software, various use applications, maybe web browsers, music players, games, office applications, everything coming under this application domain, application software domain. So these are application software. So if you want, you can write down the categorization too, but just write in the note is also enough. Categorization on that. What is computer hard software? Software to that is also enough. Quickly do this, Pute. Okay, Pute. Next day, what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about the software related, right? Microphone. Your microphone rests on the right. There's a problem, right? Okay. Anyway, then next day we will be discussing about software threats. So we discussed already, but we will be discussing that software threats and also about the malicious software and also about backup and access control. Actually, sometimes it will take 2 more days to finish that lesson. Then we can move to the word processing, but before that I'll take some more time to finish this lesson because this has some technical part, right? So already we have discussed up to 14 14, is it 14? Yeah, 15th page number 15. After that we will be discussing the next thing. Then good night, see you all next week.
Night, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
sir.
sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.